It's one of the most common financial goals for American investors. Everybody likes making money on a stock trade, but what could be better than a stock that pays you income year in and year out? Such are the kinds of stocks that Warren Buffett and other long-term investors made their fortunes on. Extra money coming in each month to help you save for the future or pay your bills is an amazing thing, especially when you barely have time in the margins to think. That's what we'll be showing you today, a strategy with a $100,000 investment that both pays in dividends and in capital gains. John, like many of us, feels a deep sense of concern and uncertainty when it comes to safeguarding his financial future and enjoying a worry-free retirement. Recognizing the importance of this need, he has discreetly taken a strategic step by looking into investing $100,000 into dividend-paying funds. How much money would $100,000 bring in through dividends? Would John be able to afford his monthly bills and retirement expenses? You might get a lot more out of a $100,000 investment account than you think, but that depends on your strategy. So let's talk about the strategy John will be following today. We will discuss 4 investment opportunities, including a stock portfolio and 3 tickers. These options are ranked from the lowest to the highest returns, with increasing risk as returns go up. The first option on the list is the least risky approach. Number 4, making a portfolio of stock. Making a stock portfolio involves carefully selecting a variety of stocks to invest in. In our case, it's made up of stocks that pay around 10% dividend yields. Stocks, in general, are not seen as a good investment when it comes to dividend payouts. And making a $10,000 income from $100,000 means generating an annual return of 10%. That's a pretty high bar, especially when considering the average dividend yield in the S&P 500 is about 1.6%. However, falling share prices over the last year have left some dividend stocks with very high yields. To choose the stocks for this portfolio, John sorted a list of S&P 500 stocks by their forecast dividend yields, with the highest first. Then he worked down the list, checking each stock for dividend safety and selecting a mix of companies from different sectors. Here are the 10 stocks John chose, with the average dividend yield adding up to 8.5%. This means that if John were to invest his $100,000 in these stocks, he could earn approximately $8,500 annually, or $708 per month in dividend income. Although this falls slightly short of his initial target, this comes out to be the safest among the investments, and it's still enough for him to make his life easy and pay for rent. It's worth remembering that high dividend yields can sometimes be a warning that problems lie ahead. These companies' dividends all look reasonably safe. To manage this risk, you should aim to expand the portfolio to hold 15 to 20 stocks over time. This would reduce the impact of any future problems at individual companies. Next on the list is number 3, the BlackRock Innovation and Growth Trust. Also known as BIGZ or Big Z, it is an amazing investment opportunity that combines a high yield and a market with great potential. Let me explain why Big Z is so exciting. Right now, Big Z offers an attractive yield of 10.7%. That means John can earn a good amount of money from his investment. Seeing John invest $100,000 into Big Z at 10.7%, he'll earn $10,700 annually from his investment. On a monthly basis, this translates to approximately $891.60. With this monthly income, John will never have to think about making rent. And the best part? It's currently trading at a 14% discount to its net asset value, which means you can buy its portfolio for less than it's actually worth. Or in other words, when the fund gets back to its par value, John will have an extra $14,000 in capital gains. That's like an extra pocket full of investment money. Big Z focuses on investing in innovative tech companies with strong growth potential. These are the companies that are coming up with new and exciting technologies that could change the world. But Big Z doesn't just invest in tech companies. It also looks for other opportunities, like Planet Fitness, a popular gym owner. What makes Big Z even more special is that it's managed by BlackRock, the world's largest investment firm, and partly the reason why they've been able to maintain such high yields. Moving on to the next fund, which is a little riskier than the previous one, but offers a much higher dividend yield. Number 2, the CBRE Global Real Estate Income Fund, or IGR. One reason why IGR is attractive is its dividend yield, which is currently at 13.46%. Investing $100,000 in IGR with a 13.46% dividend yield could earn John approximately $13,460 per year, or $1,122 per month. He can use the earnings to cover living expenses like rent and still have some to pay for utilities and groceries, or allocate them towards savings or debt repayment, exactly the kind of stress-free benefit you want when you're retired. Additionally, the fund is trading at a discount of 3.7%, which in terms of money-back investment sounds like music to our ears. In terms of dollars earned, this means after going back to its normal value, John will have an additional $3,700 in capital gains. There is a high demand for properties, both for businesses and residences. This has led to a rise in the value of commercial and residential real estate. The CBRE fund is a fund worth considering in this situation. Its portfolio consists of 86 different real estate investment trusts that own hundreds or even thousands of properties in the United States and around the world. The company behind the fund is one of the largest real estate investors globally and has offices in the countries where it invests. This provides them with extensive experience and knowledge in the real estate market. By investing in this fund, you essentially become a global landlord without the responsibilities that regular landlords have. Another interesting fund to consider is number 1, Nuveen Core Plus Impact Fund. When a fund's discount is increasing, it can present a good opportunity to invest. That's what makes these funds top of our list. The fund offers a 10.2% dividend yield. It might not look like much, but there's a catch, so stay with us. If John invests $100,000 in NPCT with a 10.2% dividend yield, he could earn $10,200 per year, or around $850 monthly. With this, John can build an emergency fund or contribute towards his long-term financial goals. To top it off, the fund is currently trading at a 12.3% discount, which means John will have an extra $12,300 when the funds hit back its par value. A good chunk of earnings worth investing for. But there's more. In total, there's a potential for a 40% return over the short term if NPCT continues its current positive trend. That's a $40,000 return over a $100,000 investment. Adding all that up together, by the end of the year, your initial $100,000 investment would be valued at around $165,000. But as they say, the higher the return, the higher the risk. The reason why this fund is at the top of the list is based on return, but it's also at the top of the riskiest funds. The popularity of the ESG trend suggests that such gains are possible, at least for now. This fund focuses on making sustainable investments from an environmental, social, and governance perspective. It invests in companies like Renewable Energy Group and Topaz Solar Farms. ESG investing, which considers environmental, social, and governance factors, is becoming increasingly popular on Wall Street, which only means one thing: interest and demand for the fund keep going up, which will lead to more investors considering NPCT in the future. Now, putting it all together, the question is whether John has achieved what he wanted from his initial $100,000 investment. Looking back at the investments, from the stock portfolio, he earns around 8.5%. The BlackRock Innovation and Growth Trust returns 10.7%, while the CBRE Global Real Estate Income Fund adds 13.46% to his earnings. Lastly, the Nuveen Core Plus Impact Fund contributes 10.2% to his investment. If we sum up the percentages and get an average by dividing it by 4, we get 10.67% average dividend yield. This means the return on John's initial investment would be $10,670 per year, or approximately $900 per month. Enough not to worry about his rent anymore. All that and a handsome bag of capital return to buy a sense of financial security and potential for future growth. Now, if you have set a goal of making $2,900 a month, watch the video on your screen, the fastest way you can live off dividends. Find out how to be completely independent and never work another day.